So when you're working with final decision makers, you might find that you have different overt benefits for a different final decision maker. So for example, earlier we were talking about that hospital, and maybe it's the doctor that's the final decision maker. Well, he'll have a certain overt benefit that grabs his attention. But if it's the administrator, maybe she has a different overt benefit to get her attention. So there's different benefits for a different final decision maker. Here's a great example of how that works. Cook Shack is a client of the Eureka Ranch, and they're out in Oklahoma City. And what they do is their target audience, or their final decision maker, are those people that communicate or that compete in barbecue competitions. You know, those people that drive 1,000 miles to make $100. Well, that's their final decision maker. And we asked the CEO, we said, so what makes your cookers so great? And he said, those features, blah, 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 oh, it's made from this and that. And we already talked about, I don't really care about features. What's the benefit? And he said to us, well, the benefit is that when you use our cooker, you usually win. Now, I got to tell you that Doug with Merwyn Research, he went to the website and he said www.cookshack.com, and he was looking for pictures of the winners and all of the blue ribbons, because if that's the overt benefit, it should be on the website, right? And the CEO of Cook Shack said, hey, now, what are you doing? And Doug said back to him, well, I'm looking for the winners and the pictures. And the CEO said, you're not going to find that there. Well, needless to say, the CEO was quite annoyed by this, but definitely got the idea that overt benefits, kind of an important thing. And immediately he put on his website, Cook Shack Cookers, send you to the winner's circle, 1,000+ wins. That's a really cool overt benefit for that final decision maker, right? Final decision maker, people that compete in barbecue competitions, and the overt benefit to them is send you to the winner's circle. Ta-da! That's fantastic. Well, the CEO said, he's like, well, I get it, but I'm really having trouble selling my electric cookers. Those are the things that I really could use your help with. I can't get this innovation out for people to buy. Well, we worked with him and we said, come on now, can't you just take it to a competition and have one of those finalists win something on it and put a big blue ribbon on it and say, hey, this one sends you to the winner's circle? And that's when the CEO chuckled and said, that sounds nice, but guess what? It's banned from competition. You cannot use these electric cookers in competition. Well, then I guess we have a different customer, right? We have a new target audience, a new final decision maker. So we had to think of, well, if that final decision maker, who is usually those competition folks, we got to have somebody else. And we're going to have to sell to people that don't compete. We have a new final decision maker. So to have this new final decision maker, we have to have a different overt benefit. We can't say to those who don't compete, it's going to take you to the winner's circle, because those people don't care. No, so instead we have a new benefit. And here it is. Warning, this electric cooker is illegal in competitions. It gives the user an unfair advantage, as the even heating makes it too easy to make perfect barbecue every time. Whoa. I don't know about you, but if I see a golf ball that goes too far, I buy it. So it's a different overt benefit for a different final decision maker. Who is your final decision maker, and what's the overt benefit that's going to catch their attention? Now, for those of you working at home, please take what you just learned and stop. Call somebody, shoot an email, have somebody come over and have them work with you on the next exercise. For those of you doing it live, we're going to go right into page 11. This is another paired exercise where you're going to pair up with somebody that you haven't paired up with yet and that you don't work with. And what we're going to do is we're going to take your obvious final decision maker from page 10 and think of an overt benefit that's going to get them excited and write that down on page 11. So you have 3 boxes on page 10. For those 3 final decision makers, create 3 separate overt benefits on page 11 that gets that final decision maker excited. For example, on page 11, we show in the gray box some ideas on how you can give that overt benefit to a new final decision maker. We're going to spend 10 minutes so you can get some ideas to help turn your 3 final decision makers into 3 overt benefits to get them excited, and then help the person that you're working with to help them with their innovation.